My name is Jenny, and I'm 37 years old. I never thought I'd be the kind of person to tell a story like this. I always thought heartbreak was something that happened to other people, you know. Not to a wife who was building a family, not to a mother carrying her second child. But pain. Pain has a way of forcing you to face the truth, whether you're ready for it or not. I was 7 months pregnant when I found out my husband was cheating. It wasn't some dramatic movie scene. There was no lipstick on a collar, no suspicious late-night phone call. It was just a message that wasn't meant for me, lighting up his phone screen while he was in the shower. 3 simple words. I miss you already. My hands started shaking. My chest felt so tight, and for a second, I thought it was just the baby kicking. But it wasn't. It was my heart breaking quietly, completely. We already had one beautiful child. I was carrying our second. I was exhausted, hormonal, and still desperately trying to believe in the life we were supposed to be building together. When I confronted him, he didn't even try to deny it. He just broke down. He cried. He apologized. He told me it was a terrible mistake, that it didn't mean anything, that he loved me and our family more than anything. He promised, he swore, it would never, ever happen again. And because I was pregnant, because I was so scared of being alone, because all I wanted was for my children to have a complete family, I forgave him. Or at least, I told myself I did. For a little while, things seemed to get better. On the surface, anyway. He became more attentive. He started coming home from work earlier. He would hold my hand at night and talk about our future together, and he made it sound so real, so believable. But trust, once it's shattered like that, it doesn't just heal quietly in the background. It leaves these little cracks, these little reminders everywhere. I started noticing the small things again. His phone was always placed face down on the table. There were sudden, unexplained needs for overtime at work. And then there was this emotional distance, a gap between us that no amount of apologies seemed to bridge. It was a coldness I could feel even when he was sitting right next to me. I don't know why, but I felt this gut-wrenching need to know for sure. I checked his phone one more time. And that's when I realized the devastating truth. He never stopped. The cheating had continued even after I had forgiven him, even while I was carrying his child. That night, something inside me broke for good. It wasn't loud. I didn't scream or throw things. It was just a silent, final snap. I didn't beg him to stop this time. I didn't even cry in front of him. I just felt empty, completely hollowed out. The hardest part wasn't even the betrayal itself, it was the crushing loneliness. The feeling of sleeping next to someone who had already chosen someone else over you. The feeling of being pregnant and more alone than I had ever felt in my entire life. I would lie awake all night, just staring at the ceiling, asking myself the same questions over and over. Am I weak for forgiving him? Am I a fool for staying this long? Will I ever be enough for anyone? When the time came for me to give birth, he wasn't there. He had an emergency at work. So I lay there in that sterile hospital bed, holding our newborn baby, surrounded by kind nurses and white walls. There was no familiar voice to encourage me, no hand to hold, no husband by my side to share in that incredible moment. And yet, I survived. In that moment, holding my new baby, I had a powerful realization. I had already been doing everything alone anyway. After I brought our baby home, I stopped trying to save a marriage that was destroying me from the inside out. I stopped begging for honesty from a man who didn't know the meaning of the word. I stopped forgiving the same pain over and over again. And I finally stopped believing that love is supposed to hurt this much. I chose to walk away. And let me tell you, it was not easy. There were so many nights I cried until my chest physically ached. There were days I questioned every single decision I was making. But slowly, bit by bit, the sharp edges of the pain started to soften. The anger began to fade. The confusion cleared. And then one day, without even realizing it had happened, I felt free. Today, I don't hate my ex-husband, but I don't love him either. I feel nothing, and for me, that feeling of nothing is peace. It's the calm after a hurricane. I learned that forgiveness doesn't mean you have to keep allowing someone to break you. I learned that love cannot survive without respect. And I learned that staying for the children means nothing if you completely lose yourself in the process. Sometimes, the bravest thing you can do isn't to forgive one more time. It's to finally choose yourself when love no longer protects your heart. Thank you for listening to my story. If you've ever felt this way, please know you're not alone. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories about finding strength in difficult times, and don't forget to subscribe.